Hello and welcome to part 19 of this ongoing series. Today we're checking out a game that I haven't really ever heard much about. All I have heard is that the soundtrack is incredible, which I can already tell a little bit of from the beginning here in the intro sequence. So let's go ahead and dive in and check out Sable and see what Sable's all about. Okay, WASD to move Sable. Interesting art style, very it kind of reminds me of the Spider-Verse. I can jump. I can jump pretty far. Press space to jump. Move towards a wall to begin climbing. Keep an eye on your stamina. Okay. Oh. I don't think I'm supposed to do that there. Oh, there's a ladder. I just ran right past it. B to crouch. I'll just jump. Do I just keep jumping? Do I have a health bar? Don't have a lot of stamina. Though I can't say that I have much stamina in real life either. Ibex camp. The art style is very striking. I dig it. Buckethead. Horn guy. This kind of reminds me of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. The very strange characters and masks. I'm nervous and she's softly sweet, amused. In her eyes, I probably have very little to worry about. You know you have nothing to worry about, don't you, Sable? I tell her I'm not worried at all, and it's possibly the least convincing I've ever been. You can say that, my love. But I do know how you are. You're going to be nervous until you've started, and then you'll act like you've been doing it your whole life. Remember the first time you rode a bike? You wouldn't even let me put you on the seat. You were so afraid your hands were like little claws gripping onto me. I feel the memory in my fingers. But then I promised you it was going to be alright. I told you how much I had loved riding my bike as a young woman, and how wonderful the wind felt through fabric. Suddenly there you were. You sat down, you leaned forward and put those little grasping claws on the handles, and you were off. And remember thinking, just watching you tear over the sand. Look at her. She can do whatever she wants. Jadi reaches out and places a hand on the edges of my mask. And you can, Sable. I take a breath. I think I'm ready. I thank Jadi, or Jadi, I'm not sure, for the encouragement and tell her with a nod that I think I am ready. I know you are. So let's get you started. You'll need to talk to Hilal and Driss. Driss should already have made the arrangements for your bike, and Hilal will share something. Well, let's say as useful as it is fun. After that, I suppose we'll see you off. I tell Jadi I'll be back soon. Sable, don't go planning your return before you've even left. Take all the time you need. It's a big decision you're making out there. Whatever you decide, you do so with my blessing. So don't try using me as an excuse to come home early, eh? She knows me. Now go speak with Hilal. I'll be there to see you off. And speak to Driss as well. I've told him to arrange your bike with Cizo, but you know how he is. I have something to give you. A compass to help you on your journey. It's the same one I used on my gliding. An artifact, you might say. Thank you. As I approach Hilal, they give me an enthusiastic wave. I've always appreciated Hilal's verve and vigor, and on a day like this, I'm ready to match it with a touch of nerves for balance. Sable, take this. Hilal hands me a small round stone. As it nestles into my palm, I feel a warmth not borrowed from Hilal's hands, but emanating from within. I run my thumb over it and find it softly electric, like static on cloth. Try to sound less confused than I am, but ask Hilal what this is. Oh, Sable, you can't leave without it. What I've just given you is a gliding stone. What do you feel? I tell Hilal that I feel... Then you're doing it right. What you feel in that stone is openness. Look at the stone, it seems quite closed. Gliding stones are vessels for the perpetual. They suck up its power like little sponges and hold it there for you to channel. Right now it's empty or dormant and waiting for you to fill it up. I ask how I can do this. Take it to the temple ruins at the edge of the canyon. You'll be able to activate it there. Hilal claps their hands twice and bobs a little. I appreciate their good mood at a time like this. Come back to me once that's done. I want to hear all about it. Oh, you haven't gotten your bike yet, have you? It's a bit of a trek to the temple, so go see Driss. He was meant to get that ready for you, yes? I'm gonna go on a limb and say that's Hadi and not Jadi. I remember Hadi's words now, and tell Hilal I'll go see Driss. So I told myself not to be too eager. It's all I can do is race up to Driss. Driss is the camp manager. He's been difficult to get a hold of lately, but now I strongly suspect that he's been working on my bike in secret. Perhaps it's extra beautiful or has some custom feature. What will its name be, I wonder? How fast will it go? Will my legs feel sore or will I get used to it? Driss turns with a bit of a start. Sable, hello. Did she? What about? I tell him it was about something special, and then make a leading gesture, slowly trying to be perfectly cool and confidential. But I can't do it. I'm too keen, and the words spell out. I asked Driss if he might sort of possibly maybe have a bike for me. Your bike? He yells it like it's an idea he's just had. Your bike, yes, of course, right, yes, your bike. That I was meant to, that I prepared for you because today is your... In abject horror, I gently ask if he may have forgotten. What? What, I would never. It's obviously I have your bike. By which, I mean I arranged it for you in a, well, it's sort of a tutorial for you. Yes, exactly. Learning experience. You see, Sable, before one can own their own bike, they must prove that they can ride a bike by taking a test ride on a different bike. I think about it and find I've never heard of that sort of gliding, but Driss does seem earnest, sort of. So instead of worrying about your bike, I'd like you to try this bike as a test. Driss gestures to the sand cutter at his side. It's quite old and a little shabby. A tester if I've ever seen one. Really? I mean, yes. Good. Be gentle, though. This sand cutter's older than Hadi. You treat her with respect. I ride the bike through the ring and back. And here's some advice for you, my young glider. Don't fall off. This thing is, a bit crummy, the tester. Oh god. Whoops. Return to Driss, who somehow manages to seem caught off guard despite knowing I was coming. Sable, congratulations. How was your first pre-glide ride? Any strange rattles, unexplained hissing, small fires? Surely you'd notice that we're on fire even a little bit. Well, obviously it didn't happen, so I think we're fine. Well, he doesn't finish. Have you already been by Hilal? Well, you're getting the use of the sand cutter. That's something, eh? You can borrow it to run your little errands. My little errands. And Hilal's got something to show you too. Help you out with more of that mobility you're after. With my confidence in this exercise only lightly tarnished, I thank Driss very much for his help and his bike. I depart for Hilal. What is that? That's some kind of robot. Or like a vendor or something. Head over to the temple, Sable. I promise it'll be worth the trip. Oh. Alright, well. Let's check it out. Oh, there's like some kind of blimp up there. I don't think I can go in that way. Although there was a door, I was wrong. How, do I get in there? temple he wanted me to go to, right? Oh, do I climb up right here? I believe so. Oh yeah, I forgot I could climb walls. Oh, little statue of a man doing a squat. Well, that wasn't good. Oh, look at the little flip-flops. That's funny. Was I not supposed to do that? I'm really sure what I'm supposed to do at this point. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna have enough stamina to complete this. Maybe? Oh. That's fine. We'll just continue. Stone thrums like the beat of a heart as I approach the altar. I'm ready for Rohana to know me. I'm ready to know myself. I feel her curiosity in this sacred place. I know I am in her sight. Okay. Present holds space to glide in midair. Ooh, okay, cool. Yo, that's pretty sick. That's awesome. Treasure chest? I got 20 coins. Her little flip-flops whenever she climbs is so cute. That's such a good little detail. Oh, okay, we're good. That's awesome. How long does it last? Is it infinite? Like just as long as I'm holding it? It's a cool power. Okay. That's so cool. When I return to Hilal, it's clear that they know what I've just experienced. They're excited on my behalf in a way that makes me miss them before I've even left. Isn't it incredible? How does it feel? I tell Hilal that hovering is exciting and ramble for a moment about all the things I'll be able to do when I'm out there in the world. Most of them involve me falling on my head and not getting hurt, but I'm sure I'll come up with more in practice. Right? You can do anything you want. Hilal's mood doesn't darken, but the sigh they let out holds a bit of sorrow. You're very lucky, you know. I miss it so much, that feeling just floating on the breeze. But I suppose it's best that it fades with age, Or else I might never have come back from my gliding. I'd just be out there heaving myself into chasms. I tell Hilal that I'll throw myself into 1,000 chasms on their behalf, and they giggle. That's what I like to hear. I know people manage to keep it up, but I don't know that I've got the time to practice as much as they do. It takes a really serious focus. Hilal laughs, even if there's a bit of regret in it. And I certainly haven't got that. Still, I suppose the gliding wouldn't mean much if it were all gains and no loss, I think about that, but decide that there is already too much loss in my mind to consider it much further. I am saying goodbye to my clan, my family, my home, my childhood. To lose the perpetual is a sacrifice for another time. You're going to love it out there, Sable, even when you don't. My advice, try to have fun. There's a lot to be said about ritual and independence and all that out there, but the world's an easier place if you put joy first. I thank Hilal for their advice and for their help, and tell them I'll miss them. It'll be over before you know it. A warning and reassurance all in one. I say goodbye to Hilal. Before I go, Hilal gestures toward the tower. It seems Cizo wishes to see me before I leave the clan. That's so cool. I want that power, man. Nice. Cizo is an outclanner to the Ibexi, but I've known her for nearly as long as I can recall. I think of her more as a kind of distant relation than any sort of outsider. Mechanists, I'm told, are given in their posts by their training and their code, must go to where they are needed, but Cizo has been among us so long that it's easy to forget it's an assignment first and foremost. As far as any of us are concerned, she is one of us. I think there is a perception among other clans that the Ibexi are quite insular, or that our designation of Ibexi versus outclanners suggests some nervous othering of those who are unlike us. But in practice, such things are more the result of our nomadic nature. We seek to know who will travel with us and who we must leave behind, but all are welcome to join. And I'm always pleased that Cizo did. Sable, how do you do, clan child? I can only think of one thing. Cizo has a throaty quality to her voice, and it rumbles through her mask when she laughs. She's quite a serious person most days, and I'm always torn between pride and alarm when I manage to make her chuckle. Yes, Hadi told me how excited you were. Cizo sniffs. She also told me Driss would be coming along to get your bike together, but I think they may have... I knew it. What? I hadn't meant to say that out loud, so I tell her I was just clearing my throat. I don't begrudge Driss his forgetfulness. Were I tasked with so many odds and ends, I might be just as scattered, and besides, this will be good for you. I want you to scavenge the hoverbike parts for yourself. I asked Cizo if I'm expected to make my own hoverbike. No, you are not going to make your hoverbike, you are going to build your own hoverbike. Of course. To make suggests you are creating something, but your bike already exists, they simply haven't taken form yet. Here, take this. Cizo hands me something. This is a navigator. You can use it to mark waypoints on your compass. It should be useful in finding the old parts. I asked Cizo where I might start looking. Our bikes are reborn in the ruined ships and fragments spread apart. A good start would be the ship down there near the camp. You'll find another up on the great rock near the other side of the canyon. And another behind the old dam on the hill. Use your navigator to mark that down if you need. You'll need to gather a control panel, a power supply, and a calibrator. I tell Cizo I'll see her soon and head off in search of the components. Together, we will create something new out of the old. Okay, that was 30 minutes of Sable. So far, I'm digging what I've seen. Unfortunately, with 30 minutes for each game, you don't really get much more than just the beginning, the tutorial and whatnot. From what I've seen, though, it's pretty interesting. It seems like a cool story. The art style is really cool, very beautiful. The music, what I've heard so far, is pretty good too. So I will definitely come back to this one at some point. We've got several more games to play before that, though, and this is only 19 out of the total of 30 videos for this month. So we'll come back to it sometime. Hopefully sometime soon. I would like to see what happens next. But thank you for watching. Thank you for checking it out. If you like what you saw, you might like what you see on other platforms. I've got my socials linked on my main tab in YouTube, as well as the description for every video. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good January. And take care while you're out there looking for the parts for your new bike. Peace.